All right. We've come to somebody who's a staple around these parts. You'll see him all the time outside smoking weed and tripping over himself. It's fucking awesome. Give it up and make some love for Bear Love, everybody.
It's calling me out. I gotta move this because hippies are a little clumsy. Golden, how we doing? I love you guys. My name is Bear. I've always been called Bear. Unless I was hitchhiking through Mexico, they thought I was saying my name was Beer. They were like, stupid American named himself Beer. And so I'd say it in Spanish, no, oso. And they'd say, oso, and all of them would say the same joke, oso polar, polar bear. So my name is Bear. My dad loves to remind me, I named you that, not the hippies. So I'm a hippie, and my friends, his parents are hippies, which growing up is confusing enough. How do you be a rebel when your parents are hippies? Get a job, go to school, get a degree. It's confusing enough. But you guys think it's easy being a hippie because I don't got a real job. But how many times have you used your job to get out of doing something you didn't want to do? These people know I don't have to work in the morning. I had to move a fish tank on Tuesday. I changed 2 of these comics' brakes today. They know. Sometimes it'd be easier just to have a job. All right. I got gray in my beard, and so you guys could say I just started comedy, so I might be going through a midlife. But my generation just doesn't do a midlife crisis like my dad's generation. He bought himself a Corvette. Spins in circles. My generation doesn't have Corvette money. So a midlife crisis for my generation looks like she should be trading recipes with the other moms at school, but instead, this weekend, she's getting her head shaved. Where's our Britney Spears? She's out here? That's a midlife crisis for my generation. Now, I'm not picking on the girls. The guys are doing their midlife crisis as well. He should have joined the military 25 years ago with his dad, but instead, this year, you'll find him at Bass Pro Shop looking for night vision goggles to hunt a deer. If you need night vision goggles to hunt a deer, you are not the warrior we need, Tanner. But here in Colorado, hippies are safe because you guys legalized pot. Kind of put me out of a job. Nobody tells you what happened to the weed man, the one that made it out. He delivers pizza now. DoorDash. And these people with the snowboard racks looking like police. You're slowing down your food. They're not even cops. Come on. Okay, but here we are in Golden, and they say the golden era of America was the 1950s. All right, my grandpa proposed to my grandma. All right, and they say that was the golden era, the best time we did it in America. All right, so here we are in Golden, Colorado. Let's look back and see. They say you can look into the art from that time, and you can compare it to today. So let's look at some of the songs from back then. Okay, we had Gene Kelly, 1952. I'm singing in the rain, out there dancing in the rain in a suit. Now, if you see somebody singing in the rain on Colfax Boulevard, are they doing good? Or are they under the influence of methamphetamine? All right. So I'm not going to judge this generation by one example of entertainment. How about, we got one more. Doris Day, 1954. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. When my grandpa was proposing to my grandma, that meant the world that could be at their feet. Whatever will be, will be. If you see somebody in 16th Street Mall singing, whatever will be, they might be in foreclosure. But they say work smarter and not harder. And I used to do the whole business sales thing, but then I saw these hippies on the beach. I'm trying to buy a beach house, and these guys are living on the beach. Like, hey, playing hacky sack all day. They say work smarter, not harder. Are you guys looking at these guys? They're crushing it. So I came in. I'm a little bit smarter than them, I thought. So when they want to plan a trip to San Francisco, they just stick out the big old thumb. No money, no time off work, just come on, I'm going west. And so I thought I was a little bit smarter. I'm a construction worker, so I had this little sign that says stop on one side and slow on the other. Very effective way to hitchhike. And I guess that's where I learned how to tell a joke on my feet, because you got about 4 seconds to tell a joke before they realize you're not a construction worker. My name is Bear. I've never murdered, and I don't plan on starting today. And I'm going east. That was my favorite one. Neutralize the elephant in the room, I guess. So, but we got relieved from our stop slow sign from the police 3 counties later. Me and my cousin, we were going from Houston to Pensacola, Florida. And he said he chased us for 3 counties trying to get that sign. Very effective. So it was catch and release that day because he probably smelled us. He let us go, and he took the sign. And we had a little bit of fairy dust because we got picked up within 5 minutes of getting out of that police car. But the guy who picked us up, real quick, he said he was a Viper. And I was like, is this a gang? I don't know, in New Orleans, because he was coming out of New Orleans. And he said it was not a gang. And I was like, okay, because you're kind of small. And so he said that the Vipers were beatniks from the 1950s, 1960s, jazz era, in New Orleans. He said they were the beatniks who smoked weed. That was what a Viper was. And so I said, that's pretty cool. And so he was coming off of just performing on the French Quarter down in New Orleans. And he said, open up the glove box. He goes, I've got Miles Davis's trumpet mouthpiece in there. And he said, in a bag of weed right next to it, he goes, pack in that weed in the top. It'll be smoked out of Miles Davis's trumpet piece. Like it was a one-hitter. Jazz has never felt so alive that night. So he takes us one destination, one ride, like 6 hours. He gets us all the way to Pensacola. It was the best ride we had. And so we dropped off in Pensacola, and it's white sandy beaches, and it's a bunch of hippies. And they're all having a drum circle and sitting there on the beach. And they're working smarter, not harder. And so I join in. I'm like, hey, I made it. And my cousin's like, how do you dance like that? He goes, I've never learned to dance. And I was like, that's kind of a prerequisite of being a hippie. And so I see him over there by the curb, and he starts jumping around. But I thought he got the hippie spirit, but I found out Florida has fire ants. He still can't dance. So the hippies there had this perfect little thing, because the cops come through at about 10 o'clock at night, and they kick all of us off the beach. They're like, party's over, go home. And so work smarter, not harder. There's the nice 5-star hotels right there. But hippies, we found out that about 10-minute hike, there's some cheaper hotels. And they don't have security by the pool, so we went and slept on the lawn chairs. Work smarter, not harder. It's Florida. We're by the pool. And so, basically, you've never felt so alive until you've been chased in flip-flops and a tie-dye at 2 in the morning. Turns out, tie-dye looks like camouflage. The only thing it hides you from is employment. So, work smarter, not harder. All of my friends, they were hiking to that hotel really far away. But me and my cousin were like, this is no good. That's 15 minutes. We've already been at the beach all day. And so we were like, let's go. You guys catch up. We'll catch up. And we found out there's 2 places on the beach. There's the dock, and that's a bar. And then there was a miniature golf putt-putt place. So we said, yeah, we'll catch up. You know how hole 18 is? It's always like a windmill or something special. Well, Bear found a cave on hole 18 that time. So me and my cousin, we got right up in hole 18, and we slept right there. We said, we'll catch up. So we slept right there on the beach, and sometimes the balls would come through and wake us up. And they'd say, okay, get out of here, please. Have a good night.
Nice. Don't forget your water, Bear. Look at him leaving his shit. He don't even know what's going on. Give it up for Bear Love. Nice. Right now.